What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you on SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been influencing SoFi's stock price, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So the market's been open about 3 hours, currently up 6.26%, a hell of a lot of volatility. So it had a high of $9.84 and 57.74 million shares have been traded. So today is an insane day. A lot of big money has been waiting for the Feds just to give the rubber stamp, and they did that yesterday. So SoFi has been on a epic run, and the data points beside that has been kind of signaling that overall. But I'm going to go over some of the data points and things that you need to know. Starting off with this. So this is the only thing that really came out from SoFi. It came out yesterday morning, and so ultimately it's just SoFi being used in partnership for, I guess, a 401k matching. And I think this is a good thing for SoFi. It gets their name out there, and ultimately not everyone, but a good amount of individuals would kind of move to SoFi and have checking accounts, savings accounts, and so much more. So I think this is a fairly good thing, not a reason to go out and buy SoFi, but whatever, beside the point. And just to go quickly back to what happened with the broader market causing this to go up, Powell was a lot more optimistic, signaling that rates might be cut sooner rather than later. And based on what Jeremy did post right here, so it looks like the chances or likelihood of a Fed cut in March is around 48%. So that would be absolutely huge for the market, and as well with SoFi. So I'm going to go over some of the data points. There has been no recent analyst rating, so still Compass Point was the last one. $4 price target, a sell rating. I'm sure they feel really stupid at this stage. But going over options, $23 million in calls being purchased versus 3.64 million in puts. So people are anticipating for SoFi to continue to trend up, and rightfully so. Looking at some of the call options that have been purchased today, it is insane. A lot of people are anticipating for it to be above $10 by this Friday, so tomorrow. And the technicals are kind of pointing to that as well. So there's around, looks like 37,000 in open interest at that $10 strike price. A lot of people are screaming for a short squeeze because over the last little bit, shorts have doubled down on SoFi quite considerably. And right now, shorts aren't really doing too much. They're returning around 32,000 shares. 15.53% of the free float's being shorted, 139.02 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is about 1%. So it's kind of in line with what it was yesterday. And through the interactive broker, short availability does indicate that there's more than 10 million shares available to be shorted. So it's very interesting to see the fact that shorts are not giving up. They are just, I don't know, because 32,000 is a drop in the bucket, right? That's absolutely nothing. But yeah, definitely if you combine what might be coming down the pipeline with options, because there is a gamma squeeze component that could come into play. Because just to quickly look at the open interest, so right now at that $9 strike price, there's 53,000. So assuming SoFi does close above $9 for this Friday, market makers are going to have to cover that. So that's going to give it a nice bump up on Monday, as is if it closes above $9.50 or even $10. Like, this is where things could go up very fast, and shorts could get left in the dust and a potential squeeze. Normally, 9 times out of 10, I've always said that SoFi is not a squeeze play, but I guess shorts kind of did that to themselves. They have overextended themselves quite significantly on a profitable, good company. So who knows? We'll just have to sit tight and wait. But no matter what, when it comes down to options activity, it is just merely a sentiment, and it does not move the stock price. So just be aware of that. And also, my apologies for the raspy voice. I clearly am getting sick, which sucks. But these are some of the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market, over $100,000. So like I said, big money is getting in. There's only been one transaction over $1 million, and that is 5.74 million. So like I said, a lot of big money is getting in. Technicals look absolutely epic. So with it at $9.47, it is between kind of this R2 and this R3. So a lot of growth stocks that have been suppressed over the last little bit are in fact over the R3, which is insane. But kind of rightfully so at some regard. So it keeps getting dragged back down into this R2 to this R3. So $9.46 is a very strong support that you want to watch for SoFi to stay above, because if it does stay above that, then there's a good likelihood that the options are correct, that it will be over $10 by potentially tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see where that does land. But as it stands, $8.67 is going to be that next strong support. But no matter what though, a lot of the fib levels have a wide gap, so there's going to be a hell of a lot of volatility. So there might be a pullback even further. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But number of retail investors are getting in, and you can tell that through the momentum indicator. So retail knows what's up, as does big money. So very rarely does retail and institutions buy significantly at the same time. So I think a lot of people are finally realizing that SoFi is the next big thing, and you can't ignore that. So most likely after hours today, we'll see Cathie Woods probably adding to her position of SoFi, as she has done quite a lot over the last 3 weeks. Looking at stochastic though, despite it being very overbought, you do see a nice deviation, so black line above the red. So there still is a bullish sentiment behind the scenes despite everything. So SoFi is primed and ready for, in my opinion, $10 plus. Whether it happens tomorrow or happens next week, I think a lot of people are finally realizing that SoFi is where to place your money long term. So that's just my own opinion, not a financial advisor. As I always say, you guys do your own due diligence. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that is realistic to see SoFi above $10, or do you think that is going to retrace back into maybe the $8.50 range? What's your viewpoint? And actually, I was here, but I didn't really bring up what puts are doing. So looking at puts, people are anticipating for it to be sub $9. So obviously the risk versus reward is definitely very much there. Not much in puts being purchased. Oddly enough, today you do see around 33,000 for the March 15th expiry date at $6, but I think that's a little bit more far-fetched. But who knows? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with SoFi? And one final thing, if you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.